Humans are still better than AI. There's no AI that can do what I can do.
I want to dig into your trading style, your thesis. How do you come up with these high conviction plays?
Outside of Web3, I'm a chiropractor. I'm treating 30, 40 patients a day. Like, I do a lot of this crypto shit in between all that.
What are like some of the exciting stuff that you're building?
We just bought a $300,000 industrial Xerox printer. Now we have the capacity to print 100,000 cards per day.
It seems like Gary Vee needs to get one of your cards for sure.
AI is the first time that like something outside of crypto is like pushing crypto forward, right? Like before like AI came along, crypto was like the cutting edge.
What's the one piece of alpha you'd give to any Web3 builder or degen starting today? All right, y'all, GM, and welcome back to the Base Show. Today, we've got someone who's been ahead of the curve in multiple lanes, from breaking down tokenomics in plain English, to spotting GameFi narratives before they pop, to going full degen on virtuals and emerging metas. He's a strategist, a storyteller, and somehow manages to do all of this while holding a Web2 job. The man behind the handle, Nick Plays Crypto. Hey, man, Nick, welcome to the Base Show.
Thanks, Sahib. Thanks for having me. The Base Show is awesome. Everyone that is on X that's watching anything of this right now, you guys should tune in and watch it, because I watch this shit all the time.
Nick, getting right into it, man. You've gone from dropping tokenomics to gaming narratives to becoming the virtual guy when that was popping off. Walk us through this entire journey, man. How did that evolution happen?
So essentially, the virtual stuff, I was never really dedicated to any one type of meta. You know, actually, when I first got on X, what I really wanted to do was be one of like the gaming KOLs, right? I was like, I want to find the good games. I want to know about them. I want to study their tokenomics. I want to find the differences between the tokenomics of all the games. And I want to find the reason certain games do good, right? But at that time, and even now to a degree, although it might be starting to change, none of the games were really doing that good. So I was like, what's the point of comparing them? Because you know what? None of them do good at all. They all tank afterwards. So I was really like kind of jaded on the gaming aspect of crypto. And that doesn't mean I'm like thinking it's never going to do good, but you know, at that time. So I was doing some content creation and stuff like that. So I was learning how to like do video editing and all the necessary things, right? I was learning how to grow my X, what worked, what didn't, all that type of stuff. But lo and behold, around October of last year, one of my good friends was like, yo, check this out. There's like this AI agent launch pad, you know, and he was I have to give credit to my good friend Zach, because he's like pretty good at like predicting what the
This
next
is
meta
Zach
will
XBT.
be. No, it's not Zach XPT. It's Zach Trades Coins.
Okay, got it.
X,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so he's the one who was like, AI agents are gonna be a thing, you know, and I was like, we'll see. You know, I don't know. Maybe they will. I don't know. But he found virtuals literally like the day it launched, and he got me onto it. And like then I just kind of took over, and I'm like, I was trading and making money, and like I was like, I haven't seen these types of gains in gaming or anything really. Like, you know, it would have been equivalent to like somebody who hopped on like Pump Fun or something
In
like
like the early days.
couple and you're
Yeah.
just like, holy shit, I just doubled my money here. Holy shit, I just doubled my money here. And like, you know, it's like once you get that, you're like, you know, like you're on to something, right?
Yep. Yep.
So that's really
Funny, just sorry, just on a back to Zach trades coins. I can tell you guys are good friends. Zach trades coins, Nick plays crypto.
I know. He's the one who got me on X, actually. He's like, yeah, that seems to be the place that everybody that's where like all the information is. I was never on X. I've been in crypto a long time, but I was never on X. I was doing research and all these like, you know, YouTube, Reddit, and all these places. And then once I kind of got on X, I was like, holy shit, this is where all the good information is,
Yeah.
right? So
And and,
yeah.
and Nick, I mean till day, because I mean I spoke to you and I know you actually have a full-time job. I mean, are you still kind of juggling that, or now you're all into Web3?
No,
Tell us a
no.
little bit more
I
about
still
that. What
do.
do you do outside Web3, man?
Outside of Web3, I'm a chiropractor. So basically, I am a healthcare professional. I work on people's spines. My knowledge of the human body actually probably far supersedes my knowledge of crypto. So I own and operate a small clinic outside of like the Midwest Chicago area. And, I bought that clinic from my father about 10 years ago, and I've run it ever since. And yeah, it's a full-time job. I mean, I'm there 40 hours a week. I'm managing it. I'm taking care of the business aspect of it. I'm treating 30, 40 patients a day. Like I do a lot of this crypto shit in between all of that. And when I get home, I do some more of it. And the only way I'm able to do that is because I love fucking doing it.
Well, I mean, this is a testament to all those degens or builders out there that say, "Holy shit, I can't find alpha just because I'm not in the trenches," right? I mean, like, look at you treating patients 40 hours a week, and yet you're out
Yeah.
there being super active on X and streaming
Yeah.
every day right now, and then I mean, still
Yeah.
spilling out alpha in your Twitter, but.
Yeah.
Cool, man. I mean, Nick, so you got into
Thanks.
virtuals and you got into all these different things. I know
Yeah.
you've been around since what, 2017 in crypto now?
It was actually more like 2015.
Okay. I
That's when I first bought crypto because I was using it to buy substances online that probably shouldn't be bought. Um, so I knew what it was because of that, but I didn't understand it.
I think
But then
I think we all can guess, but we'll leave it aside.
we,
Well,
yeah,
Nick,
no, it was, yeah,
well, you've been around. You've been around for a while. I
yeah,
mean, 2015 or 2017. That to me is OG. That to us
yeah,
is OG. I guess.
yeah.
Good question is, you've been through a couple of metas and cycles. What's actually exciting for you this time around? I mean, AI, yes, right? So,
Yeah, AI. Yeah, I like the AI aspect of it, and I'll tell you why I like it. It's because AI, and I always tell people this, I'm like, do they understand what I'm trying to like get across? But AI is the first time that like something outside of crypto is like pushing crypto forward, right? Like before like AI came along, crypto was like the cutting edge, right? It was like, oh, decentralized payment networks. We don't have anything like that. There's really no like underlying, like emerging advanced technology that is like better than crypto, in my opinion, right?
yep.
Like we were building computers, but then AI came along and I'm like, this is an emerging technology. It's going to get better very fast, right? It can almost like self-propagate because AIs eventually will be able to code themselves. And I'm like, all of that feeds directly into crypto because I mean, just look at all the, AI having their own wallets and all this shit. Like there's so much shit that can be done with AI. So I'm like, that's the first time crypto has actually had something feeding into it. It's like it's not like computing power was holding crypto back for a
Yep.
while, right? Like we're like, like Bitcoin, we can mine Bitcoin using computing power, but it's not like, oh, we need faster processors to make crypto work. Like, no, it was really a software and a design flaw, but like the fact that like AI is now synergistically working with crypto and it's like it's like there's a wave that's a tidal wave that's coming in underneath the crypto wave and pushing it up even higher. That's how I describe it.
Yeah. And in AI can also be very deep, right? I guess there's
Yeah,
it goes very deep now. And I think
yeah,
last year, right about in December, that whole 60 days that we had of like the first AI pop, we saw a lot of LARPs out there. We saw a lot of
yeah,
and then I think
yeah,
the whole pullback after the Trump token. I think
yeah,
we saw who are the real survivors and who are the actual
right,
builders.
yeah.
In your opinion, you say AI, and AI can be very huge and vast. What sort
Yeah.
of niche within the AI space excites you the most and maybe you think has a bright future?
There's a lot of niches within the AI meta, okay? There's sentiment analysis, there's, automatic trading. Um, for me, it's probably the automatic trading because like once they plug those AI agents and the LLMs have the right training and stuff like that, there's always going to be human involvement, first of all. Okay, to a large degree. I mean, there could be some type of like a time when like AI can do it better than humans,
Yep.
but as of now, for the foreseeable future at least, there's always going to be human involvement. So you're going to need people to like train these AIs and point them in the right direction and kind of mold them into, trading properly. But I'm very bullish on like the AI traders, the things that'll just audit, like you could go to sleep and you could be like, yeah, dude, I trained my AI to like capitalize on whatever signal might, and it just does it 20, it's like a bot, just does things 24/7.
Apart from trading these projects or tokens, like how, do you actually actively use any of them that has kind of brought about a significant impact in your daily life?
Um, I do actively use some things. Like you would think like, oh, Nick's always talking about all this AI agent stuff. Like, do I use them a lot?
Yep.
Not as much as you would think, actually, because humans are still better than AI. Like, there's no AI that can do what I can do, right? There's no AI that has the connections that I've developed as a human being. And like these people are all other individual human beings. They can all independently do things better than what an AI can do. Why? Because we're not made out of software. We can go on any website we want. We could talk to people. We can, communicate in ways that AI can't communicate. So there's no AI that can do what humans do. So that alone, you know, makes it so a human can develop a network of individuals and friends and like good traders, and you can get signals better than an AI can do now, to be honest. Like they just can't, like, because we're outside of the network, we're outside of the entire online experience. Like somebody, I could be like, this is launching in 1 week at 10 a.m. That signal does not exist on a digital platform where an AI can scrape it and provide that signal to other people. Like there's humans will still be better than AI for a long time, but AI can enhance your abilities quite significantly.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, within the development of this of AI and the intersection of AI and crypto, are you also looking to build anything actively? Right. I know
Yeah,
you're an active investor and advisor to a lot of projects out there,
yeah,
right?
I am.
And what are like some of the exciting stuff that you're building? Because it feels like you have a good
Uh,
understanding of
yeah,
tokenomics. You have a good understanding of what AI can do. You have an eye of sort of like bringing together that sort of trading side of
yeah.
things as well.
One thing that we're looking to do right now is build the best AI. I'm very realistic. I'm very pragmatic. So I'm like, okay, it's very hard. AI is software, okay, and it's very hard to compete in the software world, okay, because like anyone that's better than you or has more money than you can come in and basically do what you're doing. Like pretty easily, right? If Google said, "Oh, this is a cool agent that like some 5-man team created, let's just go do it
Yep.
better." They could do that, right? So what I'm creating right now is it's called Cardify Club. And it basically uses one of the best things that AI has come up with so far, in my opinion, is image generation. Like that's been around since the beginning, but like that's literally one of the best advancements of AI. is that we could just literally generate very high quality, unique images within 5 seconds with a prompt. Okay, like that was out since 2022, late 2021 maybe, and like that's one of the best advancements. You could use that to make cards, and then what I'm building is that you could create your own trading cards and you can order a physical copy. The reason I like the fact that you don't have to order a physical copy. We'll make it into an NFT if you want us to, right?
Yep. Yep.
You could trade that online, but like a physical copy of the card that's of high quality has to be made using very good infrastructure, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that can't be reproduced or copied. That's a moat that cannot be just like some other. It requires skill and it requires infrastructure. So somebody else can't come in and be like, we're gonna do that. Like, how are you gonna make the cards? You
Yep.
don't know how. You don't have the printing equipment to do it. We just bought a $300,000 industrial Xerox printer to print these cards, and we were already able to print good cards using basically off the shelf equipment. But now we have the capacity to print 100,000 cards per day,
Wow.
right?
Okay.
And now we can use AI to generate the art that will be on the trading cards, right? And you could customize it. You don't even have to use the AI. You could go on Photoshop, like Canva or whatever. You can make your own card and you could just upload it. You don't even have to use our AI, but our AI is really good. And we could train the AI to make like the best cards. I mean, the trading card industry is massive.
Yep.
I mean, it's like $1 billion industry. Pokemon cards are still like really, really popular. We wanted to be the company where like we will make these cards for you. If you want it to be mintable, if you want to buy a card like at the store and scan it with your phone and it mints an NFT version of that card, and you can then go online and play the game or whatever using that NFT. We're the people that will have the technology to print that, make it scannable, make it mintable into an NFT. You will have a very high quality card on the level of Magic or Pokemon.
Yep.
We are that company, and you can't come in and do it better than us because we've got the printing technology to do it, which is hard for software people to copy. It's a
Interesting.
moat.
And you guys have launched so far. You're live.
Yes, we're launched. You could go make a card and order it right now, and we're working. We released like a version 0, I would say, of the website Cardify.club. We are working on like V1 right now, and it will be launched within like probably 2 weeks, where you will be able to create like a user profile. There will be like a marketplace, a Web2 marketplace. Say a lot of these people might not even be crypto people. They'd be like, I like designing cards. I want to create some cool cards and I just want to sell them for cash on the website. You will be able to do that. Oh, do you want to like make your card into an NFT, and people that buy the physical card will be able to take their phone, scan it, and it'll create an NFT copy of the card? We have the marketplace for that too. We have user profiles and credits so that we can rate limit the image generation so that people don't overdo it, and they'll pay, $10 will be able to create about 40 cards. So it's not going to be like super expensive.
Seems like Gary V needs to get one of your cards for sure very soon.
Oh, I would love to talk to Gary Vee. I hope he sees this, because if he
Well,
saw what we were building, he'd be like,
let's
holy shit, that's fucking awesome.
let's make sure to snip out this part of
Yeah,
the podcast
please tag.
and ham
Please tag.
Gary V.
Tag Gary Vee.
Nick,
Right? No.
that's no, I respect that, man. I think at
Thanks.
some point, traders, DJs, or anyone out there should have the experience of building something, right? And the reason I say
They
that,
should.
it brings about a very holistic approach to your mindset,
Does.
and really gives you the experience on ground. And I don't think it has to be a product, or it doesn't have to be a service alone. It could just be something,
No.
that brings about a sort of value to an external stakeholder. But going back to your trading style of things, right? I guess,
Yes.
what
Yes.
are you still as bullish on virtuals, right? Or have
That's
you
a good
found
question.
something that you think is the next virtuals?
No, you know what? That's a very good question, Sahib. I'm very bullish on virtuals long term. And I will explain why, okay? 'Cause there's a lot of FUD that goes around. There's a lot of people that are like, there's something about virtuals that people got to understand is that virtuals has attracted quite a bit of developer talent. Okay. When you look at the virtuals ecosystem, how many different teams have created an agent under their umbrella? Hundreds, right? What other ecosystem other than a chain itself has attracted that many developers to build on it? Not many, if not, I don't think there is another project that has done that. Then you go to, is there something else more bullish than virtuals? There could be some people that take a little bit of the market share in a way, but I don't think they're going to beat virtuals unless they go into a different meta, right? Because virtuals is utility. It's like a launching for small software AI related startups. You go to Zora, which I think in a way is, I wouldn't call it a competitor to virtuals, but it's like a different thing. Zora is essentially the pump fun of base
Mm-hmm.
chain. That it is like that's basically what it is. And they got their own spin on it, right? They're not like there's no bond. Well, there's no bonding curve per se. Like you could buy the coin, and it goes up, but like yeah, I am very bullish on virtuals because I think that's one of the main AI plays
Yep.
on base. And when you start seeing um, Ethereum hit new all-time highs and the dominance of Ethereum lowers, people are going to be looking like, where do I put some of these gains? What's the main AI? Like AI is a bullish meta, right?
Yep.
um, where do I put, what's a good place to put this, and the way they set up their ecosystem, which Zora kind of copied it a little bit, or maybe just kind of did the same thing because it was a good idea. You have to go into the virtuals token to invest in all of these AI agents because their pool, the pool of the
It's
agent token is
pegged
pooled
against
with the virtual.
virtuals. Yep.
Right, right. So you start seeing virtuals hit $2, $3 again, and maybe even start to. I think virtuals will hit a new all-time high, and when that happens, all these agents are just gonna go up. They
Yep.
are because that's the way it works.
So you would say Zora, the pump fun of base. I know you've been degenning a lot on Zora lately. Like
Yeah, I have.
you've just been going ham on it. Like, some
Yeah.
new Dockers, ZXPT and stuff. Like, is there anything that you see pop up there that's interestingly different to anything you have not seen on virtuals?
It's a different meta than virtuals in the fact that like some of the things that go up aren't they're not utility. They're not like saying like we're gonna create a revenue stream somehow, So like it's more me. It's not like meme like here's a fucking like cat, invest in this cat, It's more like based on individuals and people
Yep.
as creators, right? So, which I think is a good spin because you know, the pump fun stuff was just getting a little bit ridiculous, to be honest. It never made any sense to begin with. But um, no, I think Zora is just like different. Like, I like Docker because it's like we're going to invest in the creators and we're creating kind of a fund. So there's a little bit of utility there. right? That could be bullish. It lets the mind create scenarios. It lets you kind of think like, what could this become? You know what I mean? Like, and then there's some other ones, the most bullish ones are ones that are tied to like, you know, people like another one was that creator office or whatever.
Yep.
You saw that, Sahib.
You you
Uh,
you
that
you,
one
you had
where
a
it's like,
you
yeah,
you had an Australian guy who had smoking
that,
away in the broad
yeah,
daylight, giving it up to you because I think he probably
yeah,
made some decent bags on that. Um,
yeah, that guy loved it.
but Nick, so virtuals popped, and a lot of people made money.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah, they did.
you're still saying virtuals is not gonna die. They're still gonna be around. They're gonna go back to all time high. Zora is probably the pump fund of base. I mean, because I believe it's like kind of heavily backed by Coinbase or like base ecosystem. They will be very interesting. I'd say momentum that will come around
Right,
as the bull market progresses, right? Because I think we all kind of know that the base ecosystem moves with their cabals, right? Like they actually move the
right.
whole. But are you seeing anything else outside of these two plays that you kind of feel like, hey, I want to position myself a bit early in here because this could be the next big thing? Or do you think like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to balance that virtuals and Zora and kind of go dabble around a bit
Right.
more, deeper into Zora?
Uh, that's a good question, Sahib. I did position myself a little bit in the creator bid ecosystem because I think they have like a chance of, positioning themselves in the AI agent market, as more of like a higher tier because like the way virtuals works is it's like totally permissionless and like anyone like that kind of dilutes it a
Yep.
little bit, right? Because you just have so many agents. Like you're like, what do I even invest in? I mean, it's not like pump fund meme coins, but like there's a different logic that goes into investing in agents to where you like have to do a little bit more research. You're not just like, oh, this is pumping, just throw money at it. Like you're thinking a little bit more, and you can't think about thousands of agents. Like a human doesn't have the time and the power to do that. So I liked Creator Bid's strategy where they're like, we're going to curate the agents a little bit more and like you're only going to get like really solid ones on here because it's like then virtuals kind of becomes like the Walmart, which isn't bad because Walmart is probably the one of the biggest companies in the whole world.
Yep.
And then Creator Bid becomes kind of like the Gucci or something like that of agents, which they won't have as much launches, they won't have as much volume, but they'll be like, this is like the high quality where you go for like the really good ones. So I position if they take that route and they take that if they try to secure that share of the market, I position myself in Creator Bid because of that.
Interesting.
Beyond, yeah, beyond that, you got Zorro, which will be like the pump fun. It's just like a different spin on memes, which is fine.
Yep.
I think it's better than memes because it's like people, right? And people are more dynamic than memes because they do things.
Yep.
Memes are just like static image or concept. Um, and then beyond that, I like Kita. I have a chunk of Kita
Let's
because that's like,
go.
yeah, baby, you know it.
I
You
think
know it.
one of the most PVE tokens in this cycle.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Kita's a no-brainer
Yeah.
for sure. Like a layer
I
one
was so
token.
lucky. I scooped up a
Yeah.
bunch. I mean, so I missed up the whole ride from the bottom to
Did
like,
you?
and then the retrace back to 0.75. That's it.
Oh
I
yeah.
said that's it. I'm going all into this.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice, dude. You doubled from there.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
fucking brilliant.
And
Brilliant.
I don't think I would want to sell anything below $5 NFA, guys, but like that's my
I
realistic target at the very base.
at one at one point I had 200,000 Kita, right? Because I found it at like 14 million. Somebody called it.
Ooh.
I looked.
Yep.
Oh, dude, it was, and I sold some of it. And you know what? I'm not mad that I did that because I'm using some of those profits to fund the Cardify development. which is fine.
That's
You
how it should
should do
be.
that with your
That's how it
product.
should be.
Right,
Yes.
right. I'm giving it back to the space, right? Because
Yep.
I'm building in it, and a unique thing. But I hold, I will be full disclosure, I still hold 25,000 Kita tokens, and I will not sell those. I just will not sell them until like one day I'm just like, I won't need it for money if I ever sell it. I'll just be like, oh, it's worth $5 million. Like,
Yep.
I'm just gonna hold it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's how I am with Kita.
Well,
Yep,
I guess
for sure.
a good question here is like, what's the next Kita?
You know,
I want to dig into
yeah, go ahead.
your trading style, your thesis. How do you come up with these high conviction plays? Like, how do you dig into them? How do you tell these are high conviction plays? And what's that edge that we could kind of share publicly to us?
The first thing is positioning yourself like on X or something like that, where you have like a personality or a profile that people can like kind of like see and study and like understand that you're a real individual. If you're not on X as a personality, you don't have to have a million followers. You don't have to have, people just have to be like, this guy like is a good guy. He tries. He's posting like decent things that like are interesting or whatever. And you try to connect into a network, right? Because you can't do this alone. Like I
Absolutely.
didn't find out about Kita at 14 million by doing my own research, right? Like I connected to people that I knew were like good traders that were like, yo, did you see this launched? And then I went and looked at it myself and I was like, that's where the high conviction came in. It didn't have to, I didn't like research it myself. Somebody told me about it. And then I used my own knowledge about like the markets and like, I'm like, okay, like we've seen this before. We've seen this before. This is unique, right? And this has something special about it
Yep.
because we haven't seen a lot of this, right? And like, and then you go and look some more and you're like, okay, this was backed by a guy like Google or the guy, the
Eric
Eric
Schmitz.
Schmidt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like backed it or invested into it at the beginning. Like we're like, we haven't seen a lot of that. Like if you were a total noob, you would have been like, maybe that happens all the time. You
Yep.
know, we don't know. You don't know, right? But like I'm like, I know enough for now. Like I'm like, that hasn't happened. Like so then you develop an eye for like something that's special, right? Because you know like what has happened, what hasn't happened, and then you're like, oh, I haven't seen this before. So then you kind of like know like this has probably got some legs to it,
Yep.
essentially.
Yep. No,
Yeah, that's how you do it.
so
That's how you do it.
what I'm hearing here is really the edge is your network, right?
And
And
exposure,
yep.
exposure, because your network and exposure, because once you secure that network to where you're getting signal, right? You're getting the voices coming in. You know who's good, who has good like information. Some of these people are full of shit, right? But you're like, this is good information. This, I'm not listening to that guy anymore. He's always trying to pump and dump shit. Um, then you have your exposure over time. So this is like a time
Yep.
thing. And you're like, I've seen enough to like know like this is a unique
Yep.
situation. And then
Exposure,
with
experience. Yep.
yes, yes,
Yep.
that's it. That's the formula.
Well, I guess,
That's the
guys,
formula.
the trick here now is if you don't have that personality or follower on X, then just go follow some of these high quality alpha groups, which could be paid or not paid. Well, mostly the good ones are paid. And just kind of, I'd say, trust your gut to also do some research based on what they share internally, right? And of course, most
Yeah,
importantly, I'd say is like be one of those guys that actually gives back into that chat group as well, because then that's how you gain
yeah,
more network,
right,
more exposure, just like how
right,
Nick said. um
right.
and I guess that being said, Nick, cause I'm gonna probably ask like, where can people follow your calls? Is it now rooms, or is it?
Uh
I,
yeah,
I
no.
I
There's
literally,
a
literally saw you tweet 5 minutes before coming up on this podcast.
Yeah, no. Backroom's a good project. Lennart the dev has a lot of connections. I think it's like, based will probably pick up on it at some point with their new based app or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Um, so essentially, like what you do is if you start making connections and you start learning, like, okay, this I like this guy, we're friends, like he's not messing around, like things he talks about are usually good, and you can evaluate this very easily because the price action of the token doesn't lie, right? So you can learn very quickly like whether somebody's full of shit or they're not. And you will not just get all your information from one group, and sometimes it may be a paid group, but you got to be careful with the paid groups too, because sometimes they're like a front end to just dump on people. There could be a cabal behind the paid group. So, the best groups I've had are just like people I've found that are friends, that are good trenchers. They pay attention to things that are launching. They're like on the pulse of the market or like new launches, and they're like, hey, this just launched, it's launched by this guy, and like you go and like check it out real quick and you're like, yeah, this is not bad, and you learn how to do that very quickly after a while, because once again you have that time and experience of doing this type of stuff, and you're like, okay, like he's not wrong, he's usually not wrong, so I already trusted him, right? That's why I even went and looked. Some of these people call stuff out, and you're like, I'm not even gonna bother checking out what he said because that guy's always full of shit. So
Well,
yeah,
Nick,
you learn how to do that. Yeah.
any top of mind names we can drop in here so like the followers here can actually like add on to their watch list. Any profiles or people that let's just maybe drop two or three, right? And I'll probably drop the
Um,
X handles here.
yeah, no, I like I would say like Sovereign, Web3, Darren, 100x Darren for sure.
Yeah.
And then maybe Ethermat, Oxy Ethermat's good. There's a bunch, but those are some of my good friends that I would definitely consider. Big Will, Goon, Cheyenne, Cat's Fanatic, uh, Soundman Picasso. There's a bunch of good,
Boom.
I got, yeah,
Yeah, that's that.
Goon.
I asked for.
Gotta love,
I
I
asked.
love Goon.
I asked for three. Nick gave us 9 or 10. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna drop these X links
Yeah,
on the post that I will snip out as well,
right,
because they're definitely you want to be associated or following at least just like how Nick said the thought process of these high quality profiles, just because it gives you a good mind trail of just figuring out like how are they connecting the dots, right? Because at the end of the day,
right.
you want to be able to associate and hunt on these yourself,
You do,
right?
you do.
Nick, well, that's some great alpha right there, just to kind of be able to, associate and follow these people. I'd say what are like, because what I'm hearing from you is all revolving around base, right? And I love that because
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of base and the entire
yeah.
ecosystem. Well, what are like the top one or two projects that are not popped off yet and you somehow have been associated and just kind of believe, that could be your gut, you could be your conviction, could be because you're part of the
Right.
team. I don't consider this shills, right? I just, kind of give us some deep insights onto this particular one or two projects. Could be just the one as
Yeah.
well.
I'll try to think by the lowest market cap ones. Um, One is Degen Capital. They're gonna start integrating Zora data into their platform. They're like sub 1 million market cap right now. They got a really good developer and they got a really good product already. So check out Degen Capital because they are launched on virtuals, but Zora is like a coming meta itself. So wouldn't you want, quick, fast data on Zora? I also like Loki. Okay. Loki is a very good project because they are uh, basically providing data to like almost every agent on virtuals that's partaking in ACP. You also have Watch. Okay, Watch is very good because They are verifying the outputs of all the agents that generate, you know, outputs from their AI analysis. And that's very important because you need that to be verified as accurate, and you need an agent to do that. So you basically have to pay that agent to do that in every transaction that takes place. And then I would also say shekel right now, kosher capital. They're doing some very bullish things behind the scenes, and they are in the auto AI trading meta that I had mentioned at the beginning of the stream. And they are the best in the business, and they are very undervalued right now. There's many, many more.
Love
I
it.
wish I could name them all.
Love
Yeah,
it, man. Love
there's
it. I
many.
I, I think
Thank
there you go, man. You're a man of bonuses right there. Like ask for one, you gave me five, right? I think it's key
you.
for
I know.
it's key for me to kind of release this episode in time because
Yeah,
it might be under
all
1 mil
good.
today, but not
I
tomorrow.
know.
I
You know what? Sahib, I could talk about this stuff literally all day long. We could have done a 24-hour podcast if you wanted to. You could have kept me on here for 12 hours and I wouldn't have run out of things to talk about. So
I know you're also bullish on how do you even pronounce it? H1DR4, right?
H1DR4, yes, it's a very good agent by XBT on X. It's it's a like on-chain sleuthing agent that not only checks things on chain, so you could like figure out like if somebody did something, like say you're like Zach XBT, right? Like, and he's like, I gotta trace things that happen on chain. You could use H1DR4 to do that. Hydra is what it actually stands for. And not only that, it's involved in like security, and it's like a very important part of like certain ACP clusters. H1DR4 is, and don't, that's like probably one of the best ones we mentioned so far because the market cap is so low. And like once the market, like Ethereum starts hitting all-time highs and you see the virtuals token go up, H1DR4 is like gonna 10x at least, guaranteed.
Boom. This is like the
I guarantee it.
alphas of the alphas, man.
It
Brother
is.
Nick, you've worn a bunch of hats, man. Trader, advisor, builder now as well. Storyteller.
Yeah.
Uh, I guess what's the one piece of alpha you'd give to any Web3 builder or degen starting today?
If I had to give you a piece of alpha, it would be, first of all, if you're a builder, start on base, right? Because like the chain that you start on matters quite a bit. I've seen many good projects never get the recognition they deserve because they like built on the wrong chain, right? So go on base. That's the builder's chain. It's the most important chain for anyone that's involved in a serious project, okay? That's where all the liquidity is going to go, especially with the laws and the legislature in the US changing currently
Yep.
as we speak. And Coinbase being one of the biggest companies in crypto in the entire world and USA, that's really, it's the most bullish place to build. So I would say build on base, okay? And then on top of that, I would say if you're a builder, what's the most important piece of alpha that I could give you is be ready to change your idea if you have to, okay? If you have a good team, you
Yep.
can do that. All right? And then secondly, figure out a way to build a good moat. You heard what I said about Cardify earlier, where no one is going to have like the printing infrastructure or equipment that we have
Yep.
to where they could like just come in and copy. You are in software, okay? Anyone can come in with a better team and do what you are doing if they want to.
Yep.
How are you going to prevent that from happening?
That's a very good point. Very good point. Nick, I know you can be on here for 24 hours and I would have loved to do that, but
I would love to.
I'm gonna probably condense all of this for the fans and the viewers of the Bay Show, to get access to this as soon as possible. I've, done a lot of pricking your brains, getting those alphas, spilling your trading style, learning more about Cardify. It's been nothing but a pleasure to have you, and I hope, we'll probably continue this conversation in the middle of the peak euphoria, just to kind of come back and circle on what we've discussed here, man.
Anytime, Sahib.
But until then,
Anytime, buddy.
Thank you so much, brother, for coming on board. It was a complete pleasure, man.
Anytime, Sahib. You're awesome, dude. I love your show. Anybody that has not followed Sahib or subscribed to the Based Show, please do it now, because this is where you get all the alpha. This is where all the best information is on what's happening in the crypto world. If you haven't subscribed to it yet, you need to now, because that's where I get a lot of my information too.
You're a legend, brother. Cheers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Until then, guys, cheers. And make sure to watch for future episodes and future alpha. And make sure to follow Nick as well, which I'll drop the handle here. Nick, thanks once again. Absolutely. You have a good night.
Thanks,
cheers.
Sahib.